We haven't got a gun to you.
Feels like it. I don't think it made... No, that's shouting. I don't think it made sense to have anyone else as my first guest on Bishness as usual.
Yes! Get it there!
There's so much more I've learned about her from what people would have seen through the TV screens. I lost my breath. Welcome to Bishness as usual, the podcast that goes beyond the titles and into the people behind the careers. I'm your host, Claudia Bish, and each week I'll be diving into real conversations that go beyond the job titles. Expect honest stories, a few business gems along the way, and a reminder that behind every highlight reel there's a whole lot more story. Now, let's get down to Bishness. I think my first guest is an obvious one. I don't think it made sense having anyone else as the first one on to Bishness as usual. She's become family, but obviously being with my brother, there's so much more I've learned about her than what people would have seen through the TV screens. I think people are quick to assume someone is just a reality star, but before Love Island, she had already built 2 businesses, creating her own income, her own independence, and her own opportunities. That's why I knew she made complete sense as my very first guest.
Hi, I'm Grace Rosà Jackson, and this is Bishness as usual.
Yeah, let's get down to Bishness.
Okay.
I feel like I'm so annoyed the conversation we just had about the surname is off camera.
No, I know, because we were just saying
how you would take the surname. So then we can co-host this, and you'd be Grace Bish.
I would be.
And
Grace
it would
Bish.
be Bishness as usual.
Yeah.
Grace Bish.
Grace Bish. I actually love
Great,
it.
so you can't say it?
I can't. Grace Bish. Grace Rosà
I don't know about that.
It is a bit of a tongue twister, like Grace Rosà. Well, Grace Rosà. See, I'm.
Yeah, but we've got the
getting
same
it
middle
wrong.
name, so the Rosà Bish is fine.
Grace Rosà Bish, Claudia Rosà Bish. That's so cute. So we literally have the same. We would have. The
It would just be different.
Just the different first name.
Yeah, crazy. Obviously, when I did the intro, I said that it was obvious that you would be my first guest. Mm-hmm. You said...
No, I fully didn't think I would be the first guest.
But why? It makes sense, no?
No, I don't know. I just thought... I don't even know. I thought maybe like 3rd or 4th.
Oh, so you knew you were getting on.
I knew I'd be in here at one point.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I'd be the first guest. I don't know why. But honestly, when I told Luca, he was like, you feel like best friend.
I cannot believe
Yeah,
he was jealous.
like, I said, what? You don't need to be jealous. I was like, sure you'll be on there.
He won't. No, he will. I think I just want to save him because he's working on
something
we can't
really
talk about it, but really big.
Yeah, something.
And I feel like when that is announced,
you can
then we can speak about the whole journey that he's currently going through now.
Yeah.
But sorry, what do you want to talk about right now? What do you want to come on here and discuss?
Wow, you two like best mates. And I was like, would you not want that? I was like, would you not want that? And then he was like, yeah, but like, is she going to ask me? And I was like, well, this is about me and I've been asked.
You will get asked.
You will get on the pod
eventually.
At one point.
Maybe not. No, he will.
No,
I feel like it needs to be at a time where it makes sense, where people are like,
but I also
think, well.
Yeah, and I think it's nice that because obviously in this industry, it's like you don't want it to be, Luca being the first one is like, Luca's your brother. And like, it's nice to use
also my whole
people.
life I have gone through as an independent person.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, hi, this is Luca Bish's sister.
Yes, that's what
I
I'm
don't want to start this
yeah.
podcast and everyone, which they will be probably anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Luca Bish's sister.
And the first guest is Luca. Like, I would have been like slave even if it was, but I think it's nice that you're actually using multiple different people, and then he'll come on when he wants to talk about his new business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got the slot. You've just got it first.
Yeah, I've just got it first.
To be fair, he was going through all his numbers at the weekend about when he owned the business before, which again, he's never spoken about.
No, and that's so impressive. But he was
doing serious numbers
doing so well.
Love Island with that business.
Yeah.
And then just was like,
left it.
Let's find love.
Yeah. Let's find love. Exactly.
If he was still doing that business, he could be a joint first guest.
Exactly. Because that could have even been a question that, when you asked me, like, would you, because I guess he was making serious numbers and still went into Love Island, which is kind of what you said to me.
Yeah.
Like, if you scaled it up, would you have gone in? So that's a whole conversation he can have. So,
true. His moment will come. He's had his moment for the last 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
Let me do this podcast.
Let you have your moment.
Right, I know everything. No, I don't know everything. That's such a lie.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot that I still don't know.
Yeah.
That I will learn today.
Like bits and
I
suppose
to kickstart, to roll it back. Growing up in Manchester, I feel like everyone's going to expect, let's talk about loads of gossip about Love Island. Like, I don't want to delve into that really.
Yeah.
There's so much that I've learned about you since being with Luca, where you don't get that from the TV. Like, I had no idea that you had businesses before going in, and like just that general like independence.
Yeah.
Grew up in Manchester. Talk to me. Because I don't feel like there's much I actually know about when you grew. I obviously, maybe from like, take me from like school.
So went to school in Manchester, obviously. Left school, went to college in Manchester.
To study.
Because we was talking
about this at the weekend.
I actually did well in school, but I was saying to you, like, I'm not particularly academic. I'm more like creative based, but ended up just doing well in school. Then went to college and did media studies because I knew I kind of wanted to be in the media / marketing digital world, but just didn't really know exactly what. So didn't do A levels, decided to do just one focused subject. Did well in that, then went to uni, went to Liverpool uni. Was literally saying to you, I got like 1% off of first, which was crazy.
So nice. So did I.
So,
one mark.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, get it remarked. I was like, I don't care enough.
Yeah, no, I just thought I remember I got my results, I was in Ibiza, and I was just so happy to have even got that far.
Because you said that you didn't expect that.
No.
Which makes it worse though, I think.
Yeah, I think my first year I didn't do great at because I just wasn't used to, I feel like uni's a lot of pressure, and I'm a bit of I like to do well at everything that I do. So I felt like the pressure just took over, and I had exams and I wasn't the best academically at exams. So first year just did awfully, but second and third year I was like, right, I want to smash this and prove to myself that I can do this, because throughout school I feel like I was always, like I was saying to you, we were speaking about like I'm not great at maths, and I was like 2 years behind school years in maths and things like that. I was never like stupid, but I feel like it took me a little bit more time to understand, maybe not like English and art and everything else, but certain subjects. So in my head I felt like even from school I've always wanted to prove that like I can get what I want to get, and I always passed everything and did everything. So I think then in uni I was like, right, I need to smash this just for myself. And I think even getting 1% off at first, I was like, even though it's annoying, like I cannot believe I've nearly come out with like 100%. The highest grade you can get in uni. Like for me, I was like, always felt like not as clever as other people, like academically. So I was like, okay, I've proved to myself that I can do that. And then that was when I was living in Liverpool, then moved back to Manchester, and then just got straight into a job. I got a graduate job at a property company and was their marketing assistant. And then...
So talk me through that. So you were there for a year?
I was there for about a year, and then COVID
Did you think at that point, okay, I've gone into the right career here? Or did you think, oh my God, I've literally studied for 3 years?
No, so I felt like I'd gone into the right career, but at the time I was modelling. So this job was like 3 days a week as a marketing assistant, and then I did 2 days a week modelling. So I had 2 jobs, and I would just kind of balance the two. But I didn't want to go into the property world. I didn't really enjoy it. I found it a bit boring. But the company I worked for was amazing, and they've got huge businesses like all over the world. So they were a great family and company to be in.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot, but I felt like the property sector just wasn't really what I wanted to be in. And then COVID hit. So I was literally working from home for a few months and then got furloughed. So I was furloughed for like the whole time. And I think during that I was getting paid, but just in my apartment bored. And I was just like, how can I make extra money on the side whilst doing what
you moved back from uni, not home. You
Not
went
home.
Straight into the independent life.
Yeah. No, I didn't move home.
So had you saved money to move out, or you thought, I'm just going to make it work and get a job? And
yeah, kind of was. Yeah, so I was living with my ex, obviously, just cut that out. But like, so I was just living
we need to keep that in.
No. So it was kind of like I didn't want to go back home because I didn't need to. And I left home when I was 18 to go to Liverpool when I was in uni. So I was like, no chance, I'm not going to go home. Lived in really nice apartment blocks, literally like down the road from here. And then, was just like stuck in there the whole time because it was COVID. So then I was like, right, how can I occupy myself, learn a little bit more? Like I remember I was doing like marketing courses online, and I don't even know why, because I was like, I've just got a degree. But I was so, because you're just so bored. There was nothing
I feel
to do.
like you can always learn more.
Yeah, so true. And I feel like I've always got that drive to like want to do better and learn more. So I was like, okay, how else can I kind of delegate my time whilst everyone was doing nothing? Obviously, I was still watching all like the Netflix series and stuff. But just started, basically made this proposal. I think I've still got it on my laptop. And it was like my services of what I can basically offer as a social media manager. And I was going through all my clients who I used to model for, and they were only small brands. And I used to think, oh, your Instagram would look so much better if I did it, and if I controlled it, and if I could creative direct a few things here. So I literally made a little PDF, put my service services, said what I've just done. I've graduated, like a bit about myself. It's actually really cute when you read back.
I want to see it.
No, I'll have to show you. It's really cute. And then I think I was charging people like £250 a month to do their whole socials. I did all their admin. I used to answer all the like DMs because I graduated early because I'm an August baby. So I graduated at 20. I think I was only just 21 at the time. So I had no idea on like pricing and like how much.
It's learn as you go though.
It's learn as you go. And it was just kind of like a side hobby at the time. I was just making extra money on the side whilst being just stuck indoors. So I was doing people's like content and getting everything sorted for their socials. And it kind of just grew from there. I think I did that throughout the whole of lockdown because I also, do you remember when everyone went over to Dubai because you could actually fly to Dubai in lockdown?
Yeah.
I went over there as well and was just trying to live life and picked up clients whilst I was over in Dubai. So I was kind of juggling clients over here, clients in Dubai, and then it just kind of started to grow and I was like, okay, so I should be charging more for what I'm doing and my services. And then Gabby, which is one of my best friends, I think a year later was like, I kind of want to be in the same, because at that point, not a lot of people did it. I feel like now, everyone's a social media manager, everyone's doing someone's socials, like everyone does it. It's easy to get into and you don't need a lot of experience. You don't need qualifications for it. Whereas back then, not a lot of people did it. So my friend was like, I'd really love to do it as well. So we just kind of teamed up. And we had the business together for 5 or 6 years. I came out of it last August.
So how many clients did you get?
So we were more of like a boutique.
Like at one time?
We were more of a boutique agency because there was only the two of us and we didn't really want to hire anybody else. We were quite particular with how we wanted to do things. We wanted to shoot all the content. We edited it all. Like we did all the social strategies, the meetings, the admin. So we probably should have hired, but I feel like money-wise and things like we wanted that personal relationship with the client. So I think at one point we had like 5 or 6, but when I say that was enough. It was like,
and you were charging more than 250
more than 200 more than 250 pounds, but that was definitely enough because I was still working like 7 days a week, all day, every day. But between two of us, it was doable.
But you were also doing modelling, e-com.
Also doing modelling, and also did kind of like Instagram on the side of that as well.
So you were a busy girl.
Yeah. So I feel like I've always liked to be busy and not have one particular job. I've always liked to kind of do different things. I like every day to be different.
But you're like me, so you came out of uni and started up your own company
straight away.
Quick, like young. And I always say like that is actually severe pressure. Like, did you not want a breakdown?
No, because
I suppose you had
I didn't
Gabby
really,
as well.
And I think because I didn't ever see it as I've got my own business, it kind of started from a hobby. So I kind of saw it as like, this is just fun. It's like easy to do. I love doing it and I'm making money from it on the side. I think I never put that pressure of like, I want to scale it to this and I want to, ended up growing bigger and bigger as it went, but it was never something that I thought like, this is too stressful for me. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like we scaled it to the right size because
manageable.
It was manageable. I just think running a business though is like you just never know what to expect. I learned so much even from people like false promises, even people just like screwing you over and like things on how to be in meetings and how to talk. Like I feel like I've learned a lot from it, but it is a lot of pressure because you're your own boss. So it's like if you can't be asked one day, then it falls back on you. You've not got someone to be like, you need to be there at 9 a.m. and you're going to make this amount of money. And also I feel like in the industry that I was in, it was more invoices were paid on retainers, which is also really difficult to live like because a lot of people love to pay invoices late. So some months I would have no money coming in. At this point, I was living on my own. I had bills to pay. I was paying for everything in my life. So I was like,
so
that was a struggle.
To rewind, the partner you were with at the time, you broke up. So you're then living on your own. So talk, because obviously then I know what then happens. It basically ended up not being sustainable to have, I suppose, the lifestyle you wanted with the business you were building at the time.
So I think I was living on my own for maybe 3 years, which was fine, but I think I was spending month by month. So everything that came in, I was always good with my money. I don't know how I managed to save drips and drabs, but I was kind of overspending what I really had. But I had like a beautiful big apartment with like floor to ceiling windows. Like everyone loved it. It was like a hotel when they came in. Like it was beautiful, but I was definitely spending out of my means.
Do you feel like that was pressure? Because at the time you were doing social media by that point, so you're like, I need to come across like I'm maintaining this lifestyle.
Upkeep a life. And I feel like social media has a lot of pressure on everyone having the best car at like 22, 23, like not living at home, like, oh, you're not doing that well, or you're not making that much. Like everyone in their 20s feels like they should have made it. I completely was in that bubble of like, I'm not doing well enough, or like,
it's easy to get in that trap though. Like I know so many people, I'm not going to name names, but a friend of mine is in from the outside you would think, what a life. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Credit cards.
Yeah. You would never know.
No, you would never ever know. But then other people then try and think, oh, well, they're at that point in their life.
Yeah.
So I need to upkeep that as well.
Yeah.
Because how embarrassing that I'm 25 and at home. Why is everyone else around me? But sometimes it isn't
what
like
what
that.
You think.
No.
You don't know. It's like I never compared myself to other people, but I think I was harsh on myself. So I was like, if I could afford this maybe at 22, why at 25 when I did end up moving home do I feel like I'm struggling? And I think it was more, I'd obviously like leveled up throughout the years, but I think it was more 25 I hit and was like, I feel like my frontal lobe had developed, and I was like, this is a bit silly, like I'm paying a lot of money.
That's good though, because you could have got yourself into a situation like where people just let it
just
continue.
Carry on going. And I think it was because I had like a beautiful apartment, I had nice clothes, nice bags, and it was like, why would you be then going backwards at 25? Like that felt to me as failure.
But actually it was a step up.
Yeah, it was probably the best thing I did, because I saved a ridiculous amount of money off the back of that, because I knew I was always good at saving. I just couldn't, because I was trying to upkeep this life of I've got all these shiny things and shiny toys, but realistically I was just scraping the barrel, and I was like, I don't want to live like this. Like I want to be able to go on holiday every single month and not feel like, okay, I can't really afford this, like I'm living out of my savings and then putting it back into my savings. Like I don't want to do that. So then moved home, and then I think Love Island came. I would have been at home for maybe a year and a half, and it came at a really good time, because I feel like at that point I was still in the business, but I felt a bit itchy feet. Like I was kind of felt like I'd achieved everything I wanted to achieve with the business and got to where I wanted to be in it. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to still do that exact sector in marketing or where I wanted to go. I knew I wanted to grow my socials more, but I felt a bit stuck in that as well, because it's so hard to grow your socials, and I feel like everyone does say that, but it's difficult. So when Love Island came along, I was like, okay, I feel like this could be a good business opportunity. And I feel like as much as you want...
And your own business at the time, even though you were at home, was doing relatively well,
it was doing well. Yeah, it was like, I still hadn't decided, obviously going into Love Island, I still wanted to kind of be involved in it afterwards, which obviously...
Okay, so at that point you weren't like, right, you can have the whole business, giving that up.
No, at that point I was like, I still want to come out and be involved in it, because I've grown it from literally nothing, and I've been in it when we weren't making money, I've been in it when we were making money. I don't want to let go of that.
You went into Love Island with a business partner.
Yeah.
If I was your business partner,
you'd be scared.
My mind would be going into overdrive.
Yeah.
Like, what if, okay, fine, you know you're grounded, you're humble, you're a strong character, you're going to be fine. But do you feel like there was a moment of maybe doubt from your business partner's point of view, where like, if she goes in there and she says one thing wrong, that's also her business that could be gone?
I don't know if we were a bit naive in thinking that like the way I would behave would only be good, but obviously it would be. But like, we just never had that discussion of it going wrong. It was just always like, okay, this is going to go well, and this is how we can scale the business maybe when you come out, and what we want to do. We never had those chats of being like, if you do something wrong, this could ruin the whole business. And I think maybe because we were a smaller scale business, like we weren't turning over like millions and millions of, do you know, like we were known in Manchester, and that was probably about it. We weren't known in London, we weren't known abroad, like, and everyone that was our clients kind of became like a friend type of thing.
The reward was maybe greater than the risk at that point.
Yeah, exactly that, because it wasn't like, one of my clients at the time was Dr. Rosh, who was obviously an aesthetics doctor, and he would talk to me about Love Island, give me advice. Like he was kind of like, he knew about it because he became a close friend, and he's a very successful businessman. So it was kind of like my clients became my friends. So it was never like they would turn on me and like sack us off if obviously it didn't do as well. I think they would have always continued with the business, and all the clients are still clients now that were when I went in Love Island. So it was kind of like, I didn't feel that pressure that like, oh my God, I've got this worldwide business, and if I do anything wrong, everyone's going to sack us off. It kind of was just like, this has got to work. But obviously went into Love Island, and I feel like that just changes everything. So it was quite hard to then come out and have businesses as well as on the side, when I was trying to kind of have myself as the business. Obviously, it would have been nice the first time to have found someone, but the likelihood, like I remember saying to my parents, like my dad was like, you might come back and be so in love. And I literally remember laughing and being like, no, be for fucking real. Like it's not going to happen. That is the show. Like they'd never really watched it before my season. So they were like, that is the show. And I was like, I would love to think that would happen, because I was 25 at the time and I was so ready to find someone. So I was like, okay, let's maybe think that could happen. But bigger picture, I feel like it'll just open up doors that might particularly not be opening for me right now. And I feel like it obviously has done so.
But I feel like Love Island's a good example of a very high pressure environment, which I suppose you would have gone through at times with the business.
Yeah.
So like, do you feel like having the 5-6 years experience with that business, you were able to carry that into the show? Because I didn't see your series because I literally put myself on a Love Island ban after Luca went in the first time. But seeing you in the second series, I don't know how to explain your character, but I feel like you definitely, I feel like you definitely would have carried lessons from the business within
Love Island.
More about handling certain situations, like you're good.
Yeah, and I think maybe deciding on a decision and not wavering on it or going back on it. I feel like that's what I've learned from business, is like decide on something, whether it's as small as like doing something on that date or doing this, or like deciding to do this with a client, or just sticking to something and then standing on it basically. And maybe in that sense, like my personality is like, if I've decided something, we do that. And then I think in business you can be like, oh, is that the right thing? Let me call this person. And I feel like I've learned through business to just make a decision and then like keep it moving, or you'll just end up pondering on the same bit. So I feel like maybe in my personality, it's like, do I like stand on things that I think and believe in? I feel like that came across.
For sure.
But I was always hoping it would just show my personality more, because I think a lot of people that meet people in my industry, it's like, she's blonde, she's modeled. Do you know what I mean? Like there would have been a perception of who I was walking in that villa versus me walking out. From seeing how I look, how my Instagram is. So she already had a few followers beforehand. Like she's probably just a boring blonde model. I really hope that everyone thinks this, but I'm so far from that.
Yeah.
So I felt like it would be nice to go in, obviously have the experience, have the doors opened if they were to be, and just show a different side of my personality that probably my friends and family see but nobody else really actually sees. And I just felt like, why not? It's a life experience. Like I felt like I grew a lot through that experience.
What did you learn?
Well, my first experience was difficult, like for its own reasons, but I just felt like I realized who I really was, and I was very proud of myself and how I handled things. And people would be like, how did you not crumble at X, Y? And for me, I just felt like, is everyone not like this? Like I never saw myself as, she's a boss bitch who can stand on business. But I felt really proud of myself coming out, because it was maybe things that I'd let people treat.
Do you feel like the second experience was a lot different to the first? Because I'm annoyed that I haven't watched your first one.
The first one was really difficult. Like,
have you watched it back?
The first one, I've watched the whole thing back, because I was like, I need to see how, because I felt it, but let me see if it came across like that. The second one, me and Luca haven't watched back. I think because we like enjoyed it so much and we lived it. It's like you don't need to watch it back in a way. But I think the first one, because I enjoyed it and I met amazing people, as in friends, but I didn't want to watch. No, I did want to watch it back because I wanted to see like certain situations or certain conversations that I wasn't in. And I guess because that was my first time doing TV, I was like, I want to see everything. Second time I was like, oh, whatever. Like I didn't want to watch it back. But,
do you think you ever will?
No, I feel like it's
like sometimes you'll walk into Mum's and Luca will have like an episode on.
I think when we first
of the show, and I'm like, why are you watching that now?
I think we watched the final. That was the only one that me and Luca watched together. That was it. But
which was literally live, so you know it's not edited.
No, it's not. But you know when you just want to watch it, but I think we just wanted to watch one back. Yeah. Just see what it looked like on screen. But other than that, I feel like TikTok crops everything down anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say actually, on the odd occasion he'll send me a TikTok from, and it's, bear in mind, like how many months ago now? Well, Feb.
Yeah.
So a while ago. Yeah. And he'll send me a TikTok like, did you see this? Well, yeah, I literally watched every episode, of course. But he's like, obviously not you who haven't watched like the full series back. Yeah, so like, did you know like, this happened?
Yeah, we're like, did you see this? Did you? But obviously,
Again, it's different because I only know it from Luca's perspective. But I know there were moments he was like, do you think I did? Luca's an overthinker though, where he's like, do you think I did this okay? Because at the end of the day, going into Love Island, you a kind of dating per se show.
Yeah.
I know you've obviously gone in there for hopefully to find someone, but equally for opportunity.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why other people aren't more transparent about.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you do find someone, like when I broke up with my ex and am now with who I'm with, I had like a full list of everything they would have to like bring to my life, because I know in business side and stuff like that, I have everything under control. It's fine. I know what that brings. If you're coming into my life, what are you going to serve that's better? And when you're in that confined environment, I can roughly know when I first met him, are you going to be good for me or not? Outsider, not knowledge, but do you know what I mean? You could do your research a little bit to know.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in there, like you've got to pick that person knowing, okay, I know it was All Stars, so you kind of roughly know about each other, but
you've kind
that
of
must be rough, because then you can come out and be like
a completely different person. I feel like usually on the outside, if you're dating someone, you can do your research and you can.
But I feel like you can gauge, like, are they ambitious? Are they going to work today? Are they at home on the PlayStation all day?
I asked Luca what he does for work, and he said not much, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was a clip. I feel like that was a clip,
and that literally did give me the ick, because I thought I will have multiple jobs forever. Like, I love doing loads of different things. I love being so busy, but he's so ambitious and he's got such a business brain. Like, I feel like he maybe didn't want to say or didn't want to speak too much on like what he does, whatever. That was the only thing I thought I wouldn't be with someone that wasn't ambitious, but he is. So thank God. Everything else, I don't know what it is in there. You kind of just have to strip away all the background noise and just think, right, I've just got to get to know them for who they are. And if it works on the outside, then perfect. If it doesn't, then it's like you're in that space at that time. And if it works, then that's amazing. But I feel like I knew after about a week, probably before that, which
is crazy, because Lucas says the same. He's like, a week in there is like a year.
Yeah. No, I know. If you was to say like, oh, I met this guy a week ago and like I'm obsessed with
No,
him,
that is me.
You'd be like, really?
No, when I was like 2 days into talking to him, and I was like, I messaged like Monica Lauren, like, this is, I'm done. Yeah, like I'm marrying him.
Oh my God. No, I feel like on the outside I would play very nonchalant, like I don't care, I don't really, do you know what I mean? No feelings, no cute girl energy, none of that. Like I was a different person in there the second time. But like Luca really brings, and I feel like I bring that out in him.
Yeah,
we do it together, because I think if not,
you're so cute in like the least cringy way.
Yeah,
like
we're just like in our own little bubble in that sense, and I don't think.
But I think partners is so important.
Yeah.
For just like everything,
life,
really.
business, decisions, absolutely everything.
But that is one of the biggest decisions
you can make
outside of like just life in general.
Yeah, who your
partner
is.
It is insane.
Yeah, because there's such an influence on you, your decisions, like who you are, because you kind of morph into each other in a weird way. Yeah. Because you spend so much time together and you value them so much as a person, so you kind of take each other's attributes and like personality traits and things like that.
Good luck.
Oh, I think he's just the sweetest person ever. Like, he's good, because yesterday I had a situation that I was like wasn't happy with, and I will speak to him, but he will give me such good advice. And even I was like, now I just feel like being rude, and I'm not a rude person. He was like, no, we're not rude. Like, we're not rude people, we're kind people, but like do it in this manner. And like I love that.
Whereas but that's the advice he gives you.
Like, I would never be rude, but I was like, I just feel like being rude, and he was like, no. And I like that, because some guys are just like, yeah, like babe, whatever, like just let you run. But like, he is a partner that genuinely listens to me, gives me advice, like he cares about what I do and how I feel. Do you know what I mean? And that's what that's what it's supposed to be.
Like, I was having a conversation actually about him yesterday, because the first time round when he went on TV was, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and blame the edit because I don't want the backlash, but we were just kind of like, that's out of character.
Yeah.
Whereas this time round, like everyone was like, he's so vulnerable this time round, and I'm like, no, that is him.
That is him.
Like,
but it wasn't. And I guess he's 4 years older now.
Yeah.
Going on at 22. Didn't he just turn 22?
Just literally. He turned 22, I think, in the holding period while he was there.
He's so young. I would not have been able to do it at 22. And I feel like men are younger as well, like younger minded.
Definitely.
Probably like 18 in his head. Do you know what I mean?
14.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, obviously I didn't watch his series, but I remember hearing things about him.
Yeah.
Because you always do, just on socials, like here and there. And then I remember him going in the second time, because I had my phone, because I obviously went in a week later, and I think there was like mixed reviews on obviously like his, do you know what I mean, his personality, whatever. Yeah. How he came across on TV is like who he is as a person, completely. Like, even as a vulnerable.
I think it's so important to be in touch with your emotions, and everyone was like, oh my God, like, but he's always been like that, even as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, we just cry.
I don't really feel like
I was never a
crier. You would be a crier,
no,
by the way.
I was never a crier, and then I'd say in the last year, just cry all the time.
Like,
and then I'm like, why am I crying today? And then you try and find something to pinpoint why you're crying.
You're upset, yeah.
And then I'm like, oh no, now I'm even more upset because I wasn't even thinking about that before.
Yeah.
But like, Luca's always been the emotional one out of us. I always like, grow up, which is so bad. But like, as a kid and they're annoying you, you're just like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, now it's not like that.
Because I'm the older sister and I'm not little brother. He's only 2 years younger than me, but I still see him as my baby brother. And he's always
But does he cry?
Yeah, he's always been the more emotional one than me. He's always been like...
And you were almost like, really?
Yeah, and I'm more like the harder one and the more brutal and like more structured in the way I think, whereas he will be like the emotional one. And whereas like for me, I think, isn't that what I should be like? I think it's so important to be with a guy that's in touch with their emotions 100%. And be emotionally aware. I remember that's all I used to say to, it's so funny, when I used to have my interviews in Love Island, they were like, what kind of guy are you looking for? I was like, an emotionally intelligent man. Like that's genuinely one of at the top of my list, because I can't be with anyone that's like nonchalant, like just doesn't care, like doesn't show any emotions. I'm telling them something and they can't understand it, because it's just like, I'm not getting anywhere here. Do you know what I mean?
He was obviously earwigging that conversation and thought, let me I'll cry today.
Notes.
100% emotional.
Intelligence. No, I know, bless him. But I feel like he's a great mix of just everything.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm going to be biased, but he's a ride or die, to be fair. I was going to ask what nearly broke you in business or TV and how you bounced back, but I'm not talking about...
There's nothing really that broke me in business, though.
All right, show off.
No, because like I feel like nothing was like that impactful, like within my business to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can't relate, but yeah.
It's like different scales of businesses, because it was like I was working with friends and like clients who became
friends. But I think
friends
that's actually also quite nice to touch on, is the fact that you were really content with the level your business was at. Like there's pressure, I think,
to grow
that these people have to scale up to like these multi-million-pound machines, and actually at what cost? Like what is that going to bring stress-wise, all of that to your life? Like even impacts on relationships. Like I was not present at all in my last relationship, because I was like so focused on having to get the business to a certain scale, whereas realistically, not in a relationship, like I'm much happier now, but like when I was 20, no staff, no offense, but like when it was just smaller and I don't know, like whereas
it's more manageable.
So like it is more manageable, and I think people need to actually sometimes discuss, hang on, maybe some people do have that hunger and drive where they want it to get to a certain point.
I feel like it wasn't like we didn't have the hunger to grow it. It was maybe like, how do we even do it? And maybe that was from a sense of like, I didn't really know how to scale it. Like, have we hit the point where we're earning this amount of money, but we can't do anything more because we didn't have staff? And then it was like, okay, we did interviews, but people weren't really who we wanted to hire. So it was like, no, we're just going to keep it us two. So I feel like we kind of plodded along with what we were doing, because it kept us happy. And
do you feel like that was part of your journey? Because realistically, if that did get to another level,
if that scaled, I wouldn't have gone on. No, I wouldn't have gone on Love Island. No way. Because I feel like that would have been my whole like it was my whole focus, but it was also like there was an itch elsewhere where I was like, I'd really love to be working with these brands.
I think stuff like that is so weird though, because then imagine the business had got bigger. You didn't go on the show. You then wouldn't have met Luca. Like, what is the landscape of your life right now if you didn't go on? Do you think you would have scaled it?
I don't know. I don't know if I actually kind of wanted to go more into like PR, and like I don't know if I would have taken a different route. Like I think I kind of wanted to go more in the same sector, but like on a different route and a different road. So maybe 2 years later I think I would have still had the business, but maybe try to expand it in different lanes and try to do different things with it. I'm not sure.
Do you ever at times think, why did I not just carry on doing? Because there's pressures that come with what you're doing now. So like obviously you've come out of the show, decided not to continue with that business, because now essentially what you're doing is a whole new like empire.
Which I had the events business as well.
Exactly.
Which was like not doing anymore because I just physically don't have the time.
Obviously I'm not going to go in numbers now, but I know what you're doing as a kind of creator, which is amazing. But you are jam-packed. Like I don't know anyone that is like traveling, like you're here, there and everywhere at all times. Like again, you're in a relationship that you don't make it a thing where you're like so 5 hours apart, but you're so busy
I don't
all
even
the
know.
time. Like that's like you've got this whole other empire now, which essentially, well, it is a business without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
So like how you've gone from, okay, great, it's plodding along to
no, my life is so different. Like my life is so
do you not miss that piece?
Different. No.
You like the fast paced?
I love the fast pace. Like I am living the life that I'm meant to be living right now. Like I just know it. Like I just knew. I always felt like I know that I love my life now, but at 25 I was very stuck. Like, do I still want to do this? Like I've just had to move home. That's such an L. Like that's such like I'm not living the life maybe I want to. And then it was like I got to a point where I'd been single for 4 years and I was like, I really want to find someone, and the people I was seeing or was like in my life romantically were just not for me. There was just a lot going on in my brain at 25. Whereas now just turning 27, I'm like, oh my God, the growth, like just in whether it's financial, business, myself, relationships, like even with my family, relationships became better when I moved back home. Like there was such a win to so many things moving back home. And I think as a young someone in their 20s, like we do put so much pressure on just doing things
100%.
differently, but sometimes that might be the best decision you make.
Sometimes you need to strip it back. Like we had this conversation on the train like a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, where I said like you do just become a bit frivolous, where you're like sod it, like comes and goes, but actually that attitude stinks.
But I think it's nice to treat yourself and buy things, but only recently have I even started buying things. Like obviously the other day, like I got my watch and stuff, but I've been earning a lot more than I was before for maybe like a year and a bit now, and I've not bought anything, like nothing.
You're so sensible.
Yeah.
Do you think that comes out of fear?
I think it comes out of maybe not really being able to do it before, so now it feels unnatural to be able to go to Chanel and be able to afford something in there. You know what I mean? For me, I'm like, I've always had my money in my account and that's where it's safe.
That makes you so, that's why you're so, like, you're such a strong character, but you are so grounded. You don't need it's like the bag.
Yeah, no. I don't need the bag to feel
like that's not going to fulfill you.
No.
Like that's, you're so comfortable in yourself. Whereas I went through a period where I needed to be, I was in such a low place from where I was so stressed and gave 150% to the business at all times that I had no life outside of it.
Yeah.
That I was like, the only way that I'm going to be happy today is if I buy that Chanel bag.
Yeah.
Then I'd have happiness until
for a week.
I got home. No.
Oh.
I'd be like, okay, I need that colour now.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like, I don't need the fucking bag.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to do anything for me.
That is so much growth in itself though. That's how you know that you're happier within yourself, because it's that materialistic like gain that you try and fill a space that you can't really fill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's so easy. Like going back to what we said at the beginning about Instagram and like just social media, where you see someone have the bag and you're like, like that's gonna
love that.
But then you work so hard for that. And to be fair, when I first started, I was so excited when I earned enough to buy the Chanel bag. I was like, oh my God, like I've got enough now to buy the Chanel bag.
Yeah.
But then actually, I don't want to see that money go from my account now.
Yeah.
Like that also I think is a good, because you saved a lot before like one splurge.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, it won't dent me too horrifically. Like I could make this back if I needed to.
Exactly. But I think that's always a good mindset to have, because I think it's so easy to like spend it all as well, like when you get it all and get so excited. But I think no, just be grounded with it. Like it's nice to spend and it's nice, like I live a nice life, but it's also like with my watch, for example, I waited until it was my birthday month to go and buy the watch, and I didn't need to do that. But in my head it's like I see it as achievements. Like I wouldn't feel
100%.
worthy of wearing a watch if I couldn't really afford it or if I hadn't achieved it. And I think that's the structure. I think I'm quite a structured thinker in that sense, whereas I think when we came out with Luca, not to speak about him, but he's way more of a splurger. Like I've never seen anything
I've never seen anything like it.
And I was like, shit, do I need to up my shopping game? Because I always feel like I've got new clothes and new things, but like I've never seen anything like it. Just like these new trainers, these have been in the box for like 6 weeks. He's still got trainers he's not even worn, which were like hundreds of pounds. And I'm like, oh my God, like I don't spend that amount on, like I feel like I have to achieve something to go and buy it. And I think that's why I wait for my birthday.
He does not have
whereas he's slowed down. And I don't know if it's because I'm not a massive with like,
hopefully you can have that effect.
Because at one point I was like, you're spending loads on like, do you? Obviously. It's even having like a relationship with Luca and having a relationship with your family, like that was one of my dreams in life, was to like get on with my partner's family and then feel like my family, and to sit on the sofa and not feel awkward and like have connections. And because I never had that with my ex, so that was something I've always wanted. And I've honestly feel like I've hit so many just like nice goals in my life, so it just feels good, whether it's business or like financial or like emotional or personal.
I feel like it all does tie in though.
Yeah,
like even if in the trailer of this, I don't want just people on here that have had loads of funding, and I'm not putting them down at all whatsoever, but I want it to be like real stories and like where like everyone's journey just looks so different. Some people don't care about, like I've got to that point where I don't care about having like the most amazing bag, really. I don't know, I'm trying to kid.
You walk in with a Birkin every time I see you.
Okay, fine. No, but I don't, but truly that doesn't, it's not
fulfilling the same way as it
the point is not, I love the bag. I'm not going to sit here and be like, fuck the bags now at all. But I get so much more pleasure out of other things that don't require money, success, all of that anymore. As much as I want to be successful. That's just not number one. That's why I don't want everyone to be like unrealistic business owners that come on here. You still had like a beautiful life. Without everything you've got now.
Everything I've got now, 100%.
That ties in to the next segment, actually. So I want to do in each pod things I wish I knew.
Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect.
So the question here is what you wish you knew before starting a business. But actually, I think let's just roll it back. You're 16. You've got like a crystal ball where you can speak to your 16-year-old self. What are you telling her?
So if I was to speak to my 16-year-old self now?
Yeah. Like if you could just jump back for like 20 minutes and have a conversation with her.
Oh my God.
What things are you going to say? 15, 16 is an awkward age though. Maybe let's say 18.
Okay, maybe 18. I would say have fun and enjoy life and don't feel like you're behind, in a sense that like I had my party girl phase through and through. I really did. But I always knew I wanted to be like businesswoman and I wanted to juggle both of it. But I wanted to have so much fun. And I also wanted to earn money and be business and look professional and all of this. So I'd maybe say enjoy it because it's fine, because you grow out of it. I think I always punish myself for like wanting to enjoy life and party and go to Ibiza and do all these things, because I was like, wait, no, I need to get back and do my business things. And I used to literally be in Ibiza or wherever I was in the world, like doing my socials and doing my client work. Sorry if they're watching this. I was literally doing it at like a beach club. But
it still looked great.
Yeah, no, I still upkept everything and balanced everything out. But maybe enjoy it for what it is.
Do you feel like you couldn't fully switch off?
No, I could never fully
switch off. Because that's what I had, like 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, like every holiday laptop was with me.
Yeah.
I was not by that pool without the laptop if I went away. Yeah. Which I rarely went away because I was so on freak out mode, like no.
Yeah.
Now.
Do you regret not maybe, did you ever have
now I really regret
phase, or not really?
I had my party girl phase for maybe a year and a half.
Oh, but that's not bad.
Maybe just like as I turned 17, 18, then I started the business at 19 and felt like I just had to completely switch off from the world.
It's so good that you did that at 19 though, because not even a lot of people know that you have to switch. Do you know, like 19 is you're a baby.
I was a baby, but I gave up all the fun stuff. Like every like weekend it would be, are you coming out this weekend?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, no. Or like, should we go for like a little drive tonight? No, because I've got American calls, so I need to be
But you must be
on the clock.
I mean, you are very disciplined, because to be able to do that at 19, like, is incredible to now think you've just turned 30. Like the discipline and everything you must have learned throughout your life. Like even at like 23, I was like, yeah, I'll come do whatever on the weekend. Like I'll go on that holiday. I'll just bring my business with me and just try and wing it. Do you know, like I was
but then it got to the point from where I said no to everything for like a sustained period of time. Everyone just slowly is like, she's not gonna come.
Yeah, they stop.
And that is actually quite sad. Whereas now, if I'm asked to do anything, I'm like, no, I'm taking this weekend.
Yeah.
Because even Saturday, Sundays, I'm like, just in case something crops up. Like I want to be on call. Whereas like it was one of my best friend's hen do's. this weekend. 18 months ago, I would have said, I'm really sorry. Like, I will never miss the wedding, but I won't make the hen. It's literally a Friday afternoon that I have to take off, Saturday, Sunday. Like, nothing is going to go wrong.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the hen. And I did go to the hen. Ended up going home early though.
Going home.
But
you rang the doorbell thing at like 3 a.m. Like, I woke up like half awake.
Yeah, because see, I've decided nothing's going to go wrong. It's fine. Work's fine. And then I start having gallbladder flare up.
No, I know.
So end up having to leave early anyway.
Yeah, you tried to stay and your body was still like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think because when I try and relax, my body's like, whoa.
What are you doing?
No, let's poke something inside. Yeah,
let's give you some pain. Yeah.
So essentially the business you have now is you as a personal brand.
Yep.
There's going to be people that listen that aspire to go into TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I suppose on that front, what advice would you give if someone is looking to go into reality TV, really freaking out about, or just TV, not reality TV, freaking out about maintaining that like personal image and maintaining, because I feel like you can not lose yourself, but go off track a little bit. Maybe not you, but I've seen it before. Like, what advice, I suppose, would you give to someone that wants to take that leap but are essentially in freak out mind?
I feel like the age I did it, I was very sure of myself, my decisions, who I was. So I would say do TV, whether it's reality. I feel like reality, this kind of stems more towards reality. If they wanted to do, obviously, the show that I've done, I would say do it at an age where you're confident enough for people not to sway your decisions, because there's things that happen in there where, you know, they might be like, have you thought of this? Have you thought, like, you need to know yourself. And I even think you never fully do. Like, even at 30, you might be like, I fully don't know myself. But I think the older you get, you know your mind more. So I would say if you've got a perception of who you are on the outside and you want to be the exact same on the show, because who wouldn't? You'd want to perceive yourself as who you are on the outside. I think do it at an age that you're confident, you're knowledgeable, you know you can stand in there on your own and like be proud of who you are, because things can waver in there and you can meet people who are different to you and then you might think, oh, are they doing it right? Or there's no really right or wrong. I think just go in there, be yourself, but be strong on who you are. And like, whether you're different or not, or your decisions are different, it's all a learning curve. But I think if I was to give someone advice, I would just say, have your wits about you, know who you are, and stand on the decisions you make if they feel right for you.
Final segment.
Yeah.
None of your Bishness.
Yeah.
Really playing on the surname.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
You need to think of some...
No, I do.
Like, new puns. No, new... What's the word? Like, what else rhymes with bish? Things I bish I knew. Bishness as usual.
Yeah, you've got...
You need to...
I need to have a think of this.
Yeah, because if your surname is becoming Bish, then...
It sounds like we're soft launching that I'm engaged. I'm really
not.
I'm not engaged. No, I know, because I feel like I would never have thought of all these. What are they called? Like side lines? Like what are they called? Like
a tagline.
Tagline.
Like even Luca's got Bish and Chips.
Yeah, like you all play on the name.
Maybe if our name was Smith, it wouldn't. Actually, Smith's quite a good one too.
How? Like what would you...
No, maybe Smith wouldn't quite have...
Yeah, but I would never have thought of Bishness. Like that's really creative. When I saw it, I thought I love this. I love the name.
I honestly thought of the whole podcast, the name, everything, half an hour later on my Instagram story.
Really? Because I knew I would talk
myself.
Idea.
No.
I thought, has she had this idea in her notes for ages?
No.
No way.
Literally within 30 minutes, because I knew if I didn't post it, it wouldn't have ever.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
I would have never done it. I would have talked myself out of it. So I thought, sod it. And then I just, after Bishness as usual came about, I just then ran with all the puns.
No, I love it.
So anyway, none of your Bishness.
Yeah.
Basically, I've asked people to DM questions. Obviously, they don't know who's coming on, so they're quite broad.
Okay.
But we've had one through from Ella, and I felt like this actually was quite fitting.
Ella.
My
cousin.
No.
Oh.
Just a random
Why
Ella.
did you say Ella like from Ella? Like as if I know who Ella is.
No, Ella, that's not
your
family.
Cousin. Yeah.
Said, everyone tells me to rest, but I feel guilty for not being productive. How do you take a break without feeling like you're falling behind?
I feel like this is such a hard one because I feel like everyone relates to this in some sense. I don't really know. I've not got it figured out. I feel guilty when I'm not working, but then when I am overwhelmed, I notice like my health's not as good, my skin's not as good, like I'm not sleeping. Like it is a balance of taking time and resting because it actually kind of makes you more proactive when you need to be. Like when I've been on these holidays with Luca, I actually don't really work. I'll take a few bits out there that I need to do, but I used to always be like working non-stop on holidays, whereas now I'm like, no, just relax and enjoy it for what it is. It doesn't need to be a work holiday, it's actually a relaxation holiday. Like, take it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I feel like when you burn out, that's worse than maybe just taking a week holiday and resting and then coming back
and
fresh.
Knowing you'll show up better if you are refreshed. Like, that's something that I've had to learn the hard way. Like, I've got myself into some states
because
from being so overwhelmed, and then it took a long time to learn. I would just allow myself to get like that, get over it,
and do it again.
But that's so bad for you.
Yeah, so bad for you. And even maybe decisions that you're making when you're on that like more tired road,
for sure,
would be something you wouldn't make if you maybe just like took a few days off or didn't work the weekend like you were doing. Do you know what I mean?
Like when we went to Lake Como, I actually switched off completely for those like 3 days. I felt so good after that. That's the first time I've done that in ages. But like, I did not work.
And that's 3 days, so what's that? That's like
and
a Friday.
It was a Saturday, Sunday.
That's like taking a Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then you'd go into that week with like a fresh mindset. So I think I don't really know how to answer that question because I find it difficult, but I think it's more just you've got to have balance in your life.
Sure. Thank you very much for coming on.
It's my pleasure.
In a minute.
See you in a minute. See you at home.
Yeah, see you at home.
See you at home. This has been so nice because I feel like, obviously I've never done anything like this with someone who's like, it's like family talking, but then it's also nice to talk about things that are not gossipy or, you know, like on normal, obviously some podcasts can be a bit more like gossipy, which is so fine, like whatever people want to do. But it's nice to just talk about real experience, life, because I think people who might not even know me or from the show or whatever may still perceive me as that, like, she's got her shit going on, and like I do feel like, I don't know why I'm now tangenting.
No, go.
It's nice to be real. It's nice to be like, I've not always had it figured out. I still don't fully have it figured out, even though I'm more in a space where
no one has it figured out.
So it's nice to just be open and honest. That's what I've learned a lot since being in Love Island. Is before I wanted that perfect life, and now I'm like, it's okay to say I've had a bad day. Like it's okay to be like, oh, you know, I'm losing my shit a bit, or it's not going as well as we planned. So cheers to that.
That is Bishness as usual.
That is business as usual.
Thanks so much for listening to Bishness as usual. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow, subscribe, and leave a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. New episodes will be dropping every Monday, so until then, stay inspired and we'll get back down to Bishness next week.